There was one guru who sent a disciple to do prachar, to preach the knowledge in a far off land. And that disciple, when he went there, he got a good response. So he sent a message back to the guru that please send some more of my Guru Bhais, Guru Bahens to help me out. The Guru sent 100. Now, there was a village on the way, and 85 came to know that there is a position of Karmakandi Pandit available. They stopped right there. Some more people along the way kept on stopping. And finally, only one of them reached the disciple. So he wrote back. He said, Gurudev, you had sent 100 and one of them has reached, but he is very helpful. So Gurudev said, I knew that if I send 100, only one is going to reach the goal. So that is how difficult the spiritual path is. Saint Kabir said, Chalana chalana sab hi kahe, Birla paunche koya, Ek kanak aru kamini, Khati durlabh doya. He says that everybody says, I'm going to go towards God, but very few actually reach. The same was said by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. O Arjun, thousands of people, one of them seeks to attain the highest goal. And out of thousands who seek, one actually knows me in truth. The reason I'm mentioning this point is that I'd like to congratulate all of you. From the so many millions who have been listening to this knowledge online, you decided to sign up for the daily sadhana course. And then you have persisted day after day, session after session, until you are at this point. So that is definitely worthy of deep appreciation. The goal of our sadhana is to purify our mind, which we can say the ethereal heart. So to purify our heart. What we seek cannot be achieved by self-effort. It requires divine grace, because it's a divine energy, the divine love, divine knowledge, divine bliss. All of these will be received as a grace of God coming through the Guru. But if somebody says only grace was sufficient, then God would have graced everyone in the world and everybody would have gone to Golok. So alongside with grace, our self-effort is also required. The Shvetashvatar Upanishad states, Tapa prabhavat deva prasadat cha. Your austerity and your aspiration and the divine blessing that comes from the top. So our effort is to purify the heart. Now you have heard so many times from myself, from Kripaluji Maharaj, that this mind is the cause of bondage and liberation. Every thought we bring to our mind, we harbor, has consequences. It has consequences on our body. It has consequences on our feelings, sentiments, emotions. It has consequences on the future we forge for ourselves. So most importantly, you will perceive that thoughts have feelings attached to them. One thought makes you happy. One thought makes you sad. With your thoughts, you can become joyous. With your thoughts, you can become morose. Your inner feeling, the compass from within, lets you know this thought is positive, uplifting. This thought is degrading, dirtying, bespoiling the mind. Your inner feeling, if you are self-introspective, will let you know that this thought is good, that thought is bad for myself. So our job is now to keep on cleansing our heart. That is what sadhana is. Remove the harmful thoughts, the unproductive ones, the unbeneficial ones, and enhance the good thoughts. When you get into this process, you realize, I don't want hatred. I don't want negative attachments, worldly desires. I don't want greed. I don't want ego. I don't want resentment. Nobody needs to be taught that these things are no good. Our own soul tells us this is not what I'm made for. This is not where I'm meant to go. But the strange thing is that when we try to suppress these, we find that they increase. Now you want to suppress a thought, I will not keep resentment towards that person who has hurt me. And you find the same thought popping up in your mind again and again. There was a famous white bear experiment conducted by social scientists. They divided a class into two. They said to one section, whenever the thought of a white bear comes to your mind, in the next 24 hours, note it down. Make a mental note of it. And they told the second section, don't think of a white bear for the next 24 hours. Interestingly, the section that had been told not to think of the white bear was thinking of it more often. It had gone out of control. And the section that had been said, however many times you think, make a note. So they were asked, in the last 24 hours, how many times did you think of a white bear? Well, maybe not at all, maybe one time, maybe two times. So this led to a gentleman called Daniel Wegner formulating the ironic effects theory. Ironic effects means that when you try and suppress something, the mind focuses more on that. And then people analyzed that actually what is happening is that one part of your mind becomes the operator. Don't think of this. And the second part of the mind becomes the monitor. Am I thinking of this? So just out of your conscious mind, this thought is continuously being processed. Am I thinking of a white bear or not? And that is why if the operator becomes weak, the monitor dominates and the thought keeps on repeating in your mind. So the more you try and suppress, the more these defects increase. What is the solution then? The solution is very simple. If somebody is willing to have faith. What is the solution? You divert all these in the direction of God. In other words, desires are troubling you, divert them. I wish to see God, I wish to serve God. I wish to love God. I wish to behold His glory everywhere. Now, who can say that this desire is dirty to the mind, or this desire is undesirable? This is such a desire, it will purify your mind. Similarly, attachment is so miserable. Your mind keeps on thinking of your child all the time. Divert it. Attach yourself to God and to Guru. Or think of them all the time. So whether it's greed, whether it's anger, whether it's desire, whether it is loving affection, take them all in the direction of Radha Krishna or Sitaram or any form of God you wish. That is the sovereign recipe for all Brahmins. In other words, you will realize that the more your mind gets attached to God and to Guru, the more you become peaceful, calm, joyous. Everything falls into place. Now, every moment you're thinking, how can I serve Him? In other words, all your works become an offering to Him. The way you look at the world changes. This world is His. The way you look at people changes. They are all little parts of Him. Everything falls into place the moment you attach your mind to God. That's why Kripalviji Maharaj said, Sarva Shastra Saraya Govinda Radhe Atho Yama Manahari Guru me laga de. He says the essence of all the scriptures is this Atho Yam. 24 hours, bring your mind to Hari Guru. So that is the goal, but to reach there is the effort of the lifetime. You have to practice again and again to take your mind there, but more important, you have to use Buddhi Yoga, with your intellect, convince yourself that this is necessary. This is the direction of self-improvement. So that is where the intellect doesn't get convinced easily. It requires solid logic. It requires the testimony of the scriptures. The great sages in scriptures for thousands of years have told us the same thing. And it requires understanding through worldly examples and illustrations. In this course of daily sadhana, we have been using all three. With the help of sheer logic, with the testimony of the scriptures and the sages, and with worldly examples, the intellect is getting more and more convinced that the path of auspiciousness is self-purification through devotion. So I am so glad that you all are continuing with this day after day, week after week. And as you go along, new tools are getting revealed. So new gems of knowledge, new tools, any one gem of knowledge which you get in one session, you use it and reuse it and really use it and keep on effecting the transformation in your life.